Hello, my name is Jeremy Van Loo, Pathways CTE Digital Audio Video Media Instructor here at Wawasee High School. Today, I've got Dr. Steve Troyer, Superintendent of Wawasee Community School Corporation. Thank you for coming to our Pathways CTE studios here at Wawasee High School. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jeremy. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the chance to be here. I also want to congratulate Dr. Eddington on his retirement and his many years of successful service to public education. He will be missed here, but we're looking forward to an exciting transition that's upcoming for us and our school corporation and our community.
Okay. Well, what are your priorities to achieving the vision that you have spoken about?
Sure. I really have three priorities which I think will help form the foundation of my work as a superintendent. First and foremost, I alluded to my passion for instruction, and in the school leadership world we call that instructional leadership. And I would say that being an instructional leader is probably the thing that I'm most passionate about, and probably the thing that the place that I'm most comfortable working in. So I want great instructional practices in our classrooms. I want to be able to work with our principals on great school improvement processes, and I want to be able to really turn up the level of instruction that we're giving our kids so that we can continue to move towards that vision of being the best.
And you have that, why? Because you were in the classroom at one time?
Correct.
And you were passionate about that?
Absolutely. In my time in the classroom, my time working directly with kids, my time serving as a principal in working with teachers to help grow as instructors really gives me that experience in working with all facets of school. And I referenced it earlier with my conversation about Milford. There aren't many superintendents that have had K to 12 experiences, and seeing the really different dynamics that occur with primary kids in kindergarten and first grade, and the instructional approaches and strategies that are important for them versus how do we deal with 11th and 12th graders when we've got kids that are almost adults or are adults and moving towards real life. Having that perspective to see both ends of the spectrum, I think, is really important. So a second priority for me is building and managing relationships, which it gets really cliche to say that we want to be great relationship people, but it couldn't be more critical for the superintendent. Superintendents are so involved not only with the people inside of the school corporation, but also all of the people outside of that, that it's really critical for our success to be well connected and well represented in our organization and outside of our organization. So establishing community partnerships that help us advocate for Wawasee is so important. Picking up new partnerships with our business community is really key for the success. We've got a great CTE program here, and in order for that to continue to be built on and sustained, we've got to develop some of those business partnerships. It's just that relationship piece couldn't be more important, and I think that the first part of that you're going to see here in the next couple months, actually, where we're going to really be reaching out to our community and listening to what they have to say and learning about what they feel like we need to be doing, and then focusing that in on a strategic plan as we move forward. So.
Well, and I think we learned a little bit from this past legislation that was trying to be put forth for the community, that some of the things that were said was communication is really important to us, and it's time now.
Yeah, those relationships are so important, and we've got to build that communication process so that people look at us and they know what we're doing and what the decisions are, and they know why we're doing it and why those decisions were made. I just think that may be the most important thing we do, especially in the next 6 months, is establishing that line of communication. A final priority for me that I wanted to just mention quickly is a strategic planning priority. This isn't something that we're going to get into immediately, so I've got some goals that are going to be targeted for, from now until June. But as we start to look forward, we're going to take all this information that we're gathering during that kind of entry phase and turn that into our strategic plan. And we'll, as we get towards the summer, we're going to start putting together a 5-year strategic plan that really dials in on where we're headed and identifies some important goals and targets and how are we going to measure that to see if we're being successful or not. And that's something that I'm really excited about. Strategic planning is this really big picture abstract thing, but it helps unify everybody. And that's one thing that I want to focus on here as we get started is building unity among our 5 schools. We have 5 schools in 3 different distinct communities, and sometimes those schools operate independently of each other, and really trying to bring them in and provide that focus for everybody as we move forward together is going to be a key step.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Troyer, I've taken a lot of your time today, and I think the community members are definitely going to appreciate this. Transparency, I think, is probably one of the biggest points you were driving home here on this. Communication being another thing.
Yeah.
We appreciate you sharing your goals and your visions, and I must say good luck, right, to the vote to become our new superintendent here at Wawasee Community School Corporation. So thanks for talking to us today.
Absolutely, Jeremy. Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to doing this again sometime soon. Hopefully even during that reporting phase that's upcoming in the spring, we can sit down again. And you had made reference to this earlier. We do have a huge resource to us through the radio station, through our Facebook, I'm sorry, not Facebook, our YouTube page. And I appreciate the willingness to have me on, and look forward to doing that again in the future.
Well, and you see the students back there with Mr. Huffman. That's what this is all about too. Obviously communicating to the community, but them learning new skills, and that's what we bring to the table. So it's really cool.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. And have a good day.